Hello everybody, it's DoogieHueser here, and I am currently watching the Absolute Legends versus TCM-Gaming game of the Star Series, and we're going to start off with the bans real quick. So far nothing. We see an early ban on Silencer. That's probably more of a ban because of TCM's probably trying to pick him. He's not really a popular ban, so if anything, it's probably a ban for a specific player. We see a Batrider ban come out really quickly. These are somewhat uncommon bans, and it's going to leave heroes like Nyx, Wisp, and Coddle up during the picking phase, so we'll see what happens there. Hopefully some of those get picked up by some of the teams' early picks. And here we see a Coddle ban, so he will not be available. And hopefully this is probably a Nyx ban, which means that Absolute Legends may very well be picking Wisp as a support, simply to block TCM-Gaming from getting it, or to, I mean, he's a very good hero by himself, or it, really. So we're starting to eat up into reserve time.
10 seconds remaining.
With both Coddle and Batrider down, you can't really Firefly or Illuminate a Creep Wave to stop pushes as easily. So someone like, and then we see Nyx. So Nyx and Coddle are not available, similarly to how they're normally not available. And we do see the Wisp pickup, or IO, now as he's called. So that's pretty standard fare. They decided not to first ban Coddle or Nyx. But because you get 4 bans before the picking phase, it doesn't really matter who's the first ban or who's the 4th ban, because either way, they're not going to have access to it. And we'll see 2 picks from TCM Gaming. Now, maybe Absolute Legends will go with someone like Chaos Knight. Tiny can be very good at ganking with Wisp.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, I've heard that we may not see much Tiny because teams are trying to keep it under wraps how good they are with him until the International 3, similarly to Phantom Lancer. I don't know if there's that much truth to that, but that could be why I haven't seen him a ton, despite having a pretty good kit. Decent gains and everything. He transitions very well from the role of a nuker and initiator into a kind of carry role once he gets those 3 ranks of grow. So we have quite a bit of reserve time being eaten up by TCM Gaming right now. They've eaten up 40 seconds of reserve time so far. Picking of Rubik and a Gyrocopter. So that means that Absolute Legends has their 2 picks now. And then we'll get 1 more pick from TCM Gaming, and then we'll be back to the banning phase. So let's talk a little bit about Rubik and Gyrocopter. Rubik's a really good pick, even if the other team doesn't build up quite a lot of teamfight ultimates or teamfight abilities. And they do pick up the Chaos Knight for the Chaos Knight and Wisp ganking squad. They work really well together, and they'll probably be in the safe lane together. And we see a Darkseid pick up. Rubik's really good. Even if he can't steal anything that powerful for teamfight abilities, he has Levitate, which is very strong, and he has a AoE damage and a magic resist aura, which can be very useful. Gyro has a big teamfight ultimate, which is great, and transitions very well from a caster with his heavy nukes on rocket barrage and homing missile. He transitions into a carry late game with flak cannon and decent agility gains as long as you build him properly. He transitions very well into the role of carry.
Anti-mage.
And anti-mage, so we see the number 1 role go out for TCM Gaming. Going with anti-mage is pretty common. He's a good pick. I haven't seen a ton of like PL picks yet, and I would argue that PL is possibly stronger than anti-mage. You can gank him a little bit more easily, but if you're staying in the safe lane, getting your farm, you shouldn't really be pushing the lane out too much, and you should be perfectly safe to get some farms. So now we're going to see bans for Absolute Legends, and it looks like they're trying to avoid eating up into reserve time so far, so we'll see if they continue that trend, because they only have less than 10 seconds to make that pick then.
5 seconds remaining.
And it looks like they're going to go into reserve time to make that first ban.
Reserve time.
Or third ban. First ban of the second set of bans. So it could really be anybody. They don't have to block out a number 1 role. They could be going to block out. There they go, Shadow Demon. That's a good choice. They do need another support probably, and Shadow Demon's a decent choice to block out. Now Rubik could just go hard support and be alright, but the issue is that Rubik becomes a serious threat at level 6, and if he doesn't have that level 6 when teamfights are going on because he was too busy pooling and stacking and stuff like that, they'll be at a big disadvantage, so they may try to find a way to get him some farm besides, you know, blocking out of that farm with the hard support role.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And it looks like we're going to go see reserve time from TCM-Gaming again. No, we're not. They decided to ban Disruptor. Disruptor's a pretty good pick. Glimpse is really annoying, especially with its range at the max level. I can't bring that stuff up right now, but its range I think is 1600 at max rank, which is quite a bit. And we see Queen of Pain ban. So that blocks out one of the better mids in the game. Especially right now, she's very popular, and I feel like we're kind of starting to see a cross between two of the metas that kind of popped up, where you had, for a while, you just had big ultimates that whoever could make the biggest splash in a team fight was whoever you wanted to pick, and then for a while it shifted over to, and the meta's kind of nebulous in this game anyway, but the meta kind of shifted over to get this one carry really fed, and that one carry could be Anti-Mage or Lifestealer, or Phantom Lancer or Gyrocopter. It could be really anybody. Now we're kind of seeing, oh, you don't want them to have Gyrocopter and Queen of Pain, that's too much AoE, but also you have all that farm as well. So I think there's a middle ground now for what teams are looking for. And we see a Magnus ban and a Clockwork ban. So it looks like they're trying to keep him out of that number 3 role for TCM Gaming, and TCM is trying to block Absolute Legends out of potentially having a lot of big team fight abilities. So Disruptor, everything from Disruptor is pretty much a big team fight ability. Magnus is ultimate, and we'll see what the final ban is. It could even be something like Enigma.
10 seconds remaining.
They're trying to give them less choices to solidify the ability to team fight for their composition. And Darksteel and Enigma go really well together, so Nature's Prophet. So they stop a lot of pushing strategies, and they do stop a pretty decent team fight ultimate. Nature's Wrath bounces around, does more damage on each bounce, and bounces to immediate targets first. So if you and Luna, so they do have a little bit of team fight ultimate now. Between Wall of Replica and Eclipse, they should be set to team fight mid game, and that's really what these team fight ultimates are about now. Can you survive the mid game with your ultimates to transition into having a fed carry? And it looks like that fed carry will probably be Chaos Knight, although Luna does do quite a bit of damage when she's fed as well.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
So we're going into the reserve time now. Let's see. TCM has about 20 seconds of reserve time left, so they really need to push this decision forward. If they don't make a decision soon, they won't have any reserve time left for Enigma. So they got a lot of ability to team fight here, and I would be especially worried about that if I was Absolute Legends. You can see an easily blink in, black hole, call down, put down the patch, Midnight Pulse. you get a lot of AoE damage coming in, and once Anti-Mage gets his Battle Fury, it'll be even worse for Absolute Legends. If Anti-Mage does go for that early Battle Fury.
5 seconds remaining.
Rubik can also steal Chaos Bolt, really good choice, Wall of Replica, and Eclipse. Having additional stun on Rubik means quite a bit. And from Enchantress, we get another jungle pick, probably. She's also a bit of a pusher, though. She takes those jungle creeps, takes them into lane with her, and then tries to gank that lane, and depending on whether or not she gets a successful gank off, will then push the lane out and try to go for that early tower. So we see Enchantress a lot trying to use Enchant to get an early tower.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And you see Chen a lot as that similar role as well. I think that Enchantress probably does a bit more damage, but Chen has an ability that allows you to focus fire priority targets a little better.
Remaining.
And we have 5 seconds left for TCM to make their final pick.
Windrunner at your service.
Windrunner, very solid pick. So we have TCM Go Audio on Enigma, Shudota, Anti-Mage, Miguel and Mania on Darkseer and Io respectively. Warren is Windrunner, Miracle is Luna. Somebody else pick, yeah, Unicorn XOXO as Chaos Knight. And wait a little bit more, we'll have more picks soon. Rise is Enchantress, it had to be Rise because he was the only one left. Duh. And we'll see who goes on Gyro and Rubik. Ramp the chat, nothing yet. We only have a little bit of time left to assign, so they will probably be assigning those roles soon.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep, we have Quicks on Gyro, which leaves just one choice left for
5
Rubik.
seconds remaining.
And I'm sure he'll be picking Rubik any second now. Yeah, there we go. And Blueberry Ninja on Rubik. So
Better get ready.
I'm not sure quite what they're planning. No courier yet, so I assume that it's going to be Enigma to get that.
Spirit. Let's keep it clean.
Could also be
folks.
Rubik. We get a little bit of scouting out on the jungle coming out. The Chaos Knight's a pretty good choice for that. Chaos Bolt's a decent stun at rank 1. And you have the Tether for even more stun power. And Enchant to slow. So if they scout out here and someone else is scouting, they can definitely get a kill. I think everybody will probably just go to their lanes here. They have a much better level 1 teamfight composition on Absolute Legends. They even have another, or they could have had another stun on Luna if they wanted. And we can just fast forward a little bit here, since this is a playback. They have the little... There we go. Everything that someone is coming up is Necronomicon Archer. I'm not a fan of this. So looks like we got a little bit of scouting coming out. I don't think it's going to, go anywhere. I think the people are just going to go into lane soon enough. Not quite sure what they're planning here. Possibly looking for a level 1 fight and scouting out Rune. Looks like we're going to have Windrunner into the hard lane, possibly by herself. Enigmas can farm jungle creeps with his Eidolons. And he blocks one of the melee creeps, kills one of the melee creeps right away. So we have... I'm liking it. We have wards out this game at the start. Ward and ward. And a ward up here. I don't know why, but a couple of the games I didn't see wards go out at the start. That's not good. Oh, fight up here. Probably not. Season Viz. So right now it's just farming. We're getting Enchantress farming her jungle creeps. Soon enough we'll have Enigma farming his jungle creeps. Chaos Knight in the lead with a whopping 3 CS right now. I'll make it a gank going on Windrunner. She did get Windrun first, so she can avoid ganks pretty well. Oh, but it's not coming out. No Windrun. There's the Windrun. Pretty good juke. I'm impressed. Ooh, but it looks like that's going to be all for naught.
First blood.
Yeah, there we go. First blood comes out. It was a decent attempt at juking her, but I think she waited a little long for the Windrun. I would have just Windrun backwards instead of trying to juke forwards. I think it was a decent attempt at a juke, but it looks like it was all for a little bit of nothing. And Darkseer's kind of being flanked here, so he's got to be a little careful. Lift could come out at any second, and he would not like that. Chaos Knight having a little bit of trouble mid. He's got a little bit more damage on him than Gyro, but looks like he's just going for the early 6, maybe to gank with Wisp. Wisp, of course, is stacking jungle creeps. And pulling for Chaos Knight. So they're kind of doing a double mid almost. This will let Wisp get a little bit of experience.
You know the drill.
Illusion.
That early kill is going to really set Windrunner back a little bit, though. And it's going to help out Enchantress quite a bit. Enigma and CK are tied for last hits, but certainly not for net worth. Enigma's is inflated by jungle creeps. The next closest person to Enigma would, or to Chaos Knight, would be this anti-mage. And Windrunner is doing pretty well for CS despite being into the hard lane by herself. She's at 12. She's actually beating the Luna, which is pretty miraculous. Got a fake gyro up here.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help.
We're pushing hard onto the mid tower. Right now it's still anyone's game. A little bit slow. First blood out at the 3-minute mark though. But right now, no scouting, no action that looks like it could result in, well, Darkseer has to be careful here. If he puts himself in a bad position, he could get ganked very easily. Even with Surge, it's not a lot when you have Rubik's Levitate and another gank on Enchantress. Or from Enchantress, rather. Yeah, Windrunner just needs to be a little bit more careful. Sure, she's doing great in CS, but that's not going to matter very much if she keeps giving up kills. And they just don't know. They really don't care about me spectating, huh? We'll rewind real quick. We can get that Darkseer kill pretty easily. Basically, he's just overextended. They wait for Surge for the Levitate, and they put out a Fade Bolt and get a kill. So, yeah, I'm liking doing these on playback, so it lets me do something a little close to an instant replay in case something gets missed. I'll probably do some live games eventually, but not right now. This is a little easier and more forgiving while I hone my skills. We have Darkseer coming to the jungle. He might be looking for some farm here, or he may be looking for a gank. No way to really tell. They smoke up Enchantress. So they're definitely going for a gank. And they know that or they probably have the suspicion that, oh no. I thought they were going for the ancient camp. I thought they were suspicious that it might be being stacked, but looks like that's not the case.
Dire's mid tower is having technical difficulties.
I didn't really care for that.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
But it looks like they're going to push it out enough to be able to get this tower. And no teleports coming in.
Mid tower's having technical difficulties.
And Chaos Knight got the last hit, so he's going to finish his power treads. One thing they have to be careful for is, will there be a counter push up top? It really looks like there won't be.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help. Dire's structures looking.
Yeah, Dire could lose their mid tower too if they're not careful.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Absolute Legends looks more than ready to push this. But once the people come in to defend, it's looking a little less tempting for them, I think. One more level until TCM's Enigma, Go Audio, gets his Black Hole online, and that's going to make a huge difference. They're going to actually be able to contest towers and have team fights and whatnot. Because even if Black Hole isn't up, they'll be afraid of the possibility of it being up. I mean, they'll try to time it out as best as they can. It's a 3-minute cooldown, but there's no guarantees that they'll be able to time it out exactly in this tournament setting. And you got a lot going on. Got a teleport coming in bot. It's Gyrocopter. Possibly attempting to get Luna out of some of that farm.
Dire's mid tower won't last.
She is a Midas, so let's take a look at net worth. Here we are. Luna's sitting at the top of net worth with 3,200 more or less. 3,000 on the anti-mage and 2,800 on
The Dire couldn't hang on to that mid tower.
another tower. So now we're looking at 2 carries ahead of their anti-mage, which is not a situation that they want to be in, really. And they're closing in on Rubik. I got a 3-second stun. He's not getting away from that. Oh, shit. Get a stun. It's just not enough. Looks like they might have been going for anti, but they decide not to. Meanwhile, bot, we have Luna getting even more farm.
The Dire might want to
And she's sitting at almost 4,000 net worth. Quite a bit.
Dire's top tower's getting beat
And it
down.
looks like TCM may be losing yet another tower soon. Definitely. With the Wolf Aura, they should be more than ready to push this tower down.
Dire might want to mine their top tower.
Yep. There they go. And the gank train.
Radiant's mid tower.
Oh, but they teleport right into a black hole. That's just not what you wanted to see.
Radiant's
I really think they should have known better there. Almost, when you're teleporting in like that, there's a clearly visible animation. If they'd,
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
I don't know,
Radiant's gone and fortified
just did not look like the
structures.
best move from my perspective. But
Radiant's bottom tower in a
oh well.
sight right now.
They still got that top tower, and it looks like they're not even going to lose bot in response. So it went all right for them. I think they might have just tried to push their lead a little bit too much. Similarly to Gyrocopter, or how we see Gyrocopter build very frequently, it looks like we're going to get a very early BKB coming out on Luna. And there's a smoke gank coming up here. Black Hole is down for another 2 minutes.
Dire's mid tower.
But they definitely have this gank if they wanted to. There comes out Maledict. The Luna ult is just not enough to save her. Not enough to even have her break even on kills there. Almost got Enigma, but it was just not enough. Now it looks like Absolute Legends is preparing to counter push in order to answer this push from TCM. Now, the thing to remember here is that this will be a tier 2 that Absolute Legends is getting, so it's worth a bit more than the tier 1 that TCM is going to get, so it should keep them ahead quite a bit on the gold chart. We get one teleport bot to defend the tier 2. Looks like that's going more than fine. And we're going to probably see a last hit here. No. But the that puts the gold chart a little bit more at ease for the Radiant side. Now he does not have his helm yet, so he can't get the ancient stacks that easily.
Heard of me?
And they're just kind of killing Eidolons here. Doesn't serve a huge purpose. Relocate is up, so if they see someone they think they could gank, they can definitely teleport in on them. Wisp is probably one of the best supports if you're coordinated with your team, even in a not professional setting, and where teams are heavily coordinated is obviously professional games, so Wisp makes a huge splash in those games. Coordinating relocate ganks really well is just huge. And Dire side is smoked up. TCM going in for a smoke gank. If they can get another surprise Maledict off, they can chain out all their CC together and get an easy kill. Looks like they decide not to go through with the gank potential of the smoke. And they're teleporting bot to defend these two towers.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower? Can't do nothing about Dire's structures right now.
And it looks like they're not going to get a chance to get at the tier 1 tower, but that is the only tier 1 tower left, and actually the only tier 2 tower left. Absolute Legends has done a great job pushing everything out, and that is why the gold chart is over 5,000 gold in their favor. We have almost 1,500 more net worth on both of Absolute Legends carries than on Anti-Mage, so if this doesn't change soon, I expected this to go very heavily in Absolute Legends' favor. And maybe some gank action up here. Now he's going to get the teleport away. Yeah, he has not quite finished his perseverance yet. Meanwhile, Luna sitting at almost a full BKB, and Chaos Knight sitting at drums and power shreds in addition to his wand. Not a whole ton.
Regeneration.
I think it's only a matter of time before we're going to see a push on this tier 1 tower for Absolute Legends. It's the only real place they have left to push. After that, they're going to just press that tower gold advantage into winning team fights, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the plan. Relocate gank. That goes fairly successfully. They're going to get Windrunner. They may get Rubik. They do not get Rubik. I don't know if teleporting CK back was the best decision. He was pretty healthy. He could have made a big difference there.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower. The Dire gave up the bottom tower.
We get the clone coming out from Chaos Knight, but Black Hole comes out and sucks up both Chaos Knight and Wisp. Another Chaos Bolt from Rubik sends Chaos Knight down, and Wisp and Enchantress are going to try and escape. So, whole lot of nothing. Absolute Legends was ahead 1 kill at the start of that fight, and they are ahead 1 kill now. TCM's probably feeling a little bit more confident now, though, and that's definitely going to help. They did get the tier 1 tower out of it, though, so they did come out a little bit ahead in gold. XP is looking about the same, actually. For a while, it was actually in TCM's favor. Potentially a gang coming up on Windrunner, though I doubt it. It looks like, if anything, we'll see a push top or a push mid. Oh, relocate gang coming up. They managed to get Enigma, and I don't believe they're going to be able to get Gyro simply because of the slow from the call down. And they're back top again. Or not top, mid. They're ganking Anti-Mage now. Not quite enough damage to be able to finish him off. Enchant coming out a little late. If it had been there a little earlier, they might have been able to go on him, but that's not really going to go anywhere.
Could use a little help.
They may actually try for that push on bot. CK almost done his armlet. That's going to make a huge difference. He's gone for the very classic CK build that we'll see in professional games, where you max Reality Rift and Chaos Bolt first. Get Chaos Strike late game to use that huge crit with a small crit chance. Anti-Mage is getting a little confident here, farming the Radiant side jungle. But I don't think there's a ton they can do to contest this Roshan, or Spiderite, as the game seems to think it is. And nothing really comes out, so they do manage to get the Rosh, and CK picks up the Aegis. Anti's gonna get away though. He's got his blink.
Tower's coming apart. Have fun trying to
And he gets a
bust
couple
down
hits
structures
on
now.
Radiant's mid. But again, that doesn't really go anywhere either. And Rubik uses a haste rune to get a couple quick wards out that are a little deeper than he might have been able to get out otherwise. And I arrived just in time to see plus 237 gold on CK, so he drops his stout shield and he's having his armlet sent to him. And we could see a Reality Rift coming out on Rubik. Nope, too late. This is a good reason to show you why carrying teleports is one of the things that makes up for the skill gap in players. You can use them to get away, and you can use them to engage or counter-initiate. They're just really, really useful items, and they only cost 135 gold apiece, so if you blow a teleport to get away, it pays for itself. And if you use it to counter-initiate and kill somebody, it also pays for itself. Some more farming for Gyrocopter. He's finally managed to clear all of those Ancients, so he's going to be looking at a bit more gold. He may be going for... he already has his drums, so yeah, it looks like he's going to be going for a BKB. At this point, it is still really anyone's game, though it is looking very good for Absolute Legends still. Yeah, there's about a 9k gold difference, 8 or 9k gold difference, which is quite a bit. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that does not look good for TCM. They got 2 points into Chaos Strike now. It's a 200% crit rather, not a 2000% crit. At Max Strike, it's a 300% crit, which is almost comparable to Phantom Assassin's Ultimate. It's very good, just not quite as good as Coup de Grace.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Not a whole lot coming out here. Gyro is really easily going to be able to contest the tower, so I don't see a push coming out of Absolute Legends here.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower.
Well, if other people don't show up to help him, Gyro's not going to be able to do anything. So, yeah, looks like they got the tower after all. Glyph is up, whether or not they choose to Glyph. And they're just going to choose to let the tower drop.
Dire's bottom tower got blown to bits.
That really... I guess a lot of teleports were down because they used it to escape from CK ganks, but... that was really an instance where it would have helped to have people teleport into that tower. And they really need everybody there to gank Chaos Knight at this point. With Armlet and Drums, Power Treads, and an Aegis, they might be able to kill Wisp, but they're not going to be able to kill Chaos Knight. And it looks like Wisp is kind of onto him, but I don't think they're going to be able to get back there and kill him anytime soon. Luna's able to get a kill on Gyro. He probably shouldn't have been up that far. He probably should have been contesting towers back here, since we're down to tier 3s now. It's just not looking like TCM can come back. Let's take a look at last hits real quick. 147 on Luna, 146 on Anti. Only 101 on Chaos Knight though. But, if we look at net worth, he's still 2,000 gold ahead of Anti-Mage, so quite a bit of that income, or quite a bit of those last hits rather, on Anti-Mage are from jungle creep, so it inflates his last hits quite a bit. He looks like he has more gold than Anti-Mage, or than Chaos Knight if you're looking at just last hits, but Chaos Knight has almost 3,000 more gold than him, so... Well, exactly 2,000 gold now. And he's getting quite a bit of flash farm with Battle Fury, is why it's kind of in flux right now, but he has to teleport back every so often, or he's very vulnerable to ganks. All that CC out on Wisp, he goes down almost instantly.
Get thee to the underscape.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious what was going to happen there. Wisp needs to be right with a carry to be that useful. And he wasn't, so he died. Chaos Knight, having saved up quite a bit of money, he could be going for anything really. We may see a heart on him. He has a strength carry, so he gets 32 damage in addition to all of the life that he would be gaining. About 1,080 life, and I think about 40 damage for a strength carry. Yeah, we do see Reaver, so we're probably going to be seeing Heart, though we could be seeing a Satanic. I kind of have my doubt about that. But it could go either way. He is a carry, so he does do well with lifesteal. He doesn't have the orb effect yet. Luna's still farming away. She's almost got a butterfly. And it looks like she decided to get Yasha first, so she can be almost finished with her Manta style after finishing that butterfly. Got a rocket coming out on Luna. That's not going to lead anywhere. Up top, we have a little bit of farming going on. Let's see if the gold grass has changed really. They haven't. If anything, the advantage for Absolute Legends has increased quite a bit. It's just a matter of getting those farms before, the farm rather, before you can siege the tier 3s. We do not have a pickup of Vlad's yet, so all these carries that are building just their raw stats of Vlad's could help them siege that tier 3 really easily and give CK some bonus lifesteal. Sometimes you'll see like a Jungle Chen get a Vlad's, so maybe we'll see something similar from Enchantress, but she doesn't keep her creeps forever, so it may not be quite as good of a pickup for her.
Haste.
And CK has to activate his haste, so it doesn't look like he's going to look to make anything happen here. It really looks like they're just kind of farming until they can finish laying siege to tier 3s. It's been a little bit of a blowout, really. Once we got past like the 20-minute mark, it just started to tilt really heavily in Absolute Legends' favor. It just goes to show to a lot of the naysayers for Absolute Legends that once they have their team assembled, they're a very competent team. They just frequently suffer from the issue of having stand-ins or whatnot instead of the actual main team members. And no ganks coming out yet. We almost have Roshan respawning. I imagine it's only a matter of time before we see them go for that. And once they get Aegis again, that'll probably be where we see the final push for the game. Unfortunately, no cheese to really solidify the final push. Oh, we got a gank coming in. CK gets lifted, but that's not going to really help Gyro that much. He goes down rather quickly. Wisp is forced to go back, but Rubik may be going down. Rubik is probably going to be dying to, CK. Another Reality Rift comes out. Miguel could have taken the kill on Darkseer, but he really wanted Chaos Knight to be able to get that extra farm. Oh, Anti-Mage coming on Luna. He can't really touch Luna, and that's unusual. Roshan is up now. I think once we see this Roshan attempt concluded, we're going to see the final push to the game. We're getting huge crits from Chaos Knight now whenever he actually does crit. There's a low crit chance, but he's critting for about 712. Like I said, it's the non-ultimate version of Coup de Grace. It's not quite as much damage, but it's similar. With double damage, he does crit for about what a bit more than what a Phantom Assassin would, so it's kind of cool to see. Yeah, this is really what happens when you let a team get the Wisp CK combo. They just bring out a lot of CC and unescapable ganks. And while you really wish there's something they could do, this is why you see him banned so often. I really think Wisp is deserving of that second ban slot on a lot of teams, and not leaving Keeper of the Light open and Nyx open was not really an option. So banning Silencer really came back to bite TCM in the ass. Or no, I believe it was Batrider that TCM banned.
Ain't a pretty sight right now. Radiant lost one of them bottom towers.
Wisp is able to do a lot of the things that Batrider can do. but he's also able to turbocharge a carry as well.
Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
We see this is where the final push is going to be very clearly, if not close to it.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Now you got to admire TCM not putting up the GG yet, not giving up. They were going to try to black hole there. They were going to try and team fight there. They got the teleport away from the relocate. Looks like Whisper coming back with CK. CK's ult is up, so they insta-give Rubik. He just goes down instantly.
Nothing left of Dire's top rags.
And they're going for another tower here. CK's illusions are very powerful. They deal full damage, so they deal exactly however much CK would be dealing. This is why his ultimate's a bit stronger than other illusion-based abilities.
Dire's mid-range is getting swamped. Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
He's taking down towers very quickly. Between him and Luna,
The Dire's mid-range.
they can't do very much. And I think they're just going to get mega creeps here. Manta comes out on Luna. And mega creeps are going to be coming out soon after that.
It's hurt. Dire just couldn't save that bottom tower.
There comes a black hole, but it's too little too late at this point.
Where are you going?
The GGs are coming out from TCM.
Savon farewell to the Dire's bottom barracks.
And the commentators as well are giving out the GGs. TCM starting to DC, so
That's 4 in a row.
there's your GG.
Mid-tower.
And there's the game. Overall, I think it was a really good game. It was cool to see Absolute Legends perform at, I think, peak capacity. This is what the team's really capable of when they're pulling their resources together.
Someone's having technical difficulty. The Dire weren't part.
And it was really a blowout against TCM.
The Dire's ancient ain't gonna last. That's a win.
And that's GG. I'll see you guys very soon for more games from the Star Series ladder.